Alright, hello and welcome back, everybody. We're doing it again, back on 14. Had fun on Oblivion yesterday, but I think we're just going to stick to the classic for now. At least for stream. I'll probably do more Oblivion offline. People were very engaged last time. Appreciated everybody's help and doing all that. It's a good time. If you want me to go back, I will definitely consider it. Now, let's get through some of these stinking roulettes. Alliance roulette needs a DPS. I don't believe them. And I'm not going to do it anyway. I could do it on Black Mage, I guess. Black Mage is the only tolerable DPS leveled down, in my opinion. It's going to change in like 3 minutes, though. Why am I even bothering? I'm not going to fall for this. It's a lie. It's 100% a lie. It's going to change to healer in a few minutes, and then I'm going to look stupid. 10 minutes into a 5-minute queue. Less than 5-minute queue, excuse me. Where are we at on poetics? Need quite a few more for my old relic that I'm working on. But we'll get it with these roulettes. If we stick to it this week for the rest of the week, maybe a little next week will be good. 2 birds, 1 stone. Lots and lots of points away. Need more normal raids. Normal raids I could probably spam a little bit. Has it really only been a minute in this queue? It feels like so much longer. Anyway, what do you do in this game? I guess I could craft. It's not really the smart thing to do in the middle of a queue, though. You need time. You need to pop food. And you're basically wasting that food. Could find somebody to play triple trad with, I guess. There we go. See, I figured something out. Something to do. Figured out something to do. Yeah. Got jealous. It heard that I'd made a decision, that I had options. Came crawling back. Crawling back. Manifest in the near raid, please don't. Don't do it. No! Dude, the worst one too. I oughta. Oh, I oughta. I can't believe you've done this to me. I don't like the near raids because they feel like they take so long. They just feel like they take a long time, and I don't like that. That's basically it. For prophetic visions, you're gonna have to pay me here to not ban you. Can't believe you've done this to me. guess I just sit back and dodge stuff. I do have a legend title on, so that also means I have to die once or twice. My team is freaking adorable if they think I'm gonna stop glaring to heal them. They're cute. They're cute as the gosh dang Dickens. Here, I can DPS at the same time with this. That's all you get though. The size and nothing more. You get heals when the boss is untargetable. Including myself. I'll pop my wings before I use the GCD heal. Damn. I was just like, surely the guy's not going to aim that laser right on me. He's going to move, right? I was foolish. Entirely my fault for being so bright-eyed and naive. It's not that I'd rather die than heal. I'd rather die than not DPS. Let me hit my singular button. Don't drag it out of range, dude. What did I just get finished saying? I also just find this boss very mundane, personally. Gosh, dang it, dude. You're the one that was preventing me from having to freaking heal. Now you died? Holy dude. Now our tank's in trouble, and I've got to not use my damage dump buttons. Gosh, dang it. Fine. Actually, this guy's just effing dead. Never mind. I'm a legend. He deserves to die. Four Vuln stacks. You looking at this? You see this? Whatever. My DPS isn't gonna mean much if we wipe, I guess. Stupid logic. No. Oh, nuts. You guys can res when we kill the boss. I'm not bothering. That was 1000% their fault for not moving. Like, I'd like to take credit for it. But it wasn't me. Stop. Stop looking at me for that. Driving me knuckin' futs. How's chat doing today? How's everything going? Just me. Just me today, so I'm gonna try and keep up the banter to keep y'all entertained. Let you lurkers have some fun. Trying to think like what to. I have stories today, but I'm like stressed out. I don't know if that makes good entertainment. You know what I mean? I'm here to have fun. I want to talk about my tax person throwing me through a loop. I'm trying to figure out how tenable this whole thing is over the next year. Hey there, Drag. Doing pretty well. I'm doing all right today. I have to say, all right. I was productive. I was definitely productive. I'm having a day where I'm just like, is it worth the effort I'm putting in? Or rather, why won't my effort yield better results? Basically, my tax thing came down to like one person being like, oh, if you make a certain amount, you should pay quarterly taxes. I was like, all right, okay, cool, I could do that. That's fine. We were especially in a good spot to do so in the past few years. And then they were like, you're not making enough to, well, like with everything that you're doing, you don't need to pay quarterly taxes. So then I stopped paying quarterly taxes. But then all of a sudden, the payroll taxes that I had to pay were the exact amount of the quarterly taxes that I was paying. Now, the thing with the quarterly taxes is that since I didn't need to pay them, they were an overpayment, which meant I got all that money back, even when my tax people didn't know that it was coming back to me. They're like, why did you get all this money back? And I was like, because I paid quarterly taxes, and then that's when they were like, you don't need to do that. So then things change, and today he gives me an estimate. He's like, this is your quarterly tax, or this is the taxes estimated that you'll get back. And it's half of what I would have gotten, or what I got last year. And I'm just like, why? I'm paying the same amount, so why am I getting less? It's like, well, we still have to pay your payroll. You have to dissolve your business if you don't want to pay the payroll. I'm like, yeah, but it went from like 99 to 1,000, and it's just suspiciously the same exact amount that I was paying in quarterly, and now it's not going to come back to me, which means that basically all the money I get from my tax return is going to go straight into paying for this again. So I'm not actually getting it. Like, it's nice not having to pay any federal taxes right now because of just the size of my family. But yeah, I'm just like, I want to make sure I'm on the up and up too and everything. I want to make sure that they're not swindling me and like doing something weird to my books, so that if the IRS comes knocking, then if I like leave or whatever, go to some other place, they're like, look at this guy, he's cheating here and there. I'm scared of that. It's like I don't know anything about it. That's why I hire other people to do it, right? And so just hoping everything's good. Anyway, I'm just frustrated at that because it's just like, well, yeah, you have to pay these taxes, and I'm like, I get that, I understand. Well, don't run over to me, sir. Like, that's not smart. That wasn't a good idea. Why did you make me take that with you? Unless you recognize my name and you're like, haha, please. Anyway, I'm just like, I don't want to be paying the same amount and then getting less back, you know what I mean? I'm still, like, he was making it sound like I was ungrateful that I'm not paying federal taxes. I'm like, or don't have to pay federal taxes. I'm not avoiding taxes. I report everything that I make. But it's just like, yeah, why am I not getting back the amount that I should be getting back or that I got back last time? Especially when this year's been bad. That's been kind of like the bummer, is that this year has been bad. Not abysmal, but for like the past 5 years, the community's been growing consistently. And this is the first year it started to slide backwards. I'm like, oh, gosh dang it. What's happening? I think it's mostly just the game. And again, I'm like not trying to... This is all I know today. This is what I went into. I was like, I might not be in the best mood, but I'm trying to still like have fun. You know what I mean? Not just complain all the time. But yeah. Trying to make sure it actually we can keep doing this. Like I knew this wasn't going to be a forever deal. Nothing's ever forever, right? But I was hoping I'd have something like to fall back on when it finally did, and so that's why I was like, I've been working on my game, right? It's my plan B, basically, is something that I'm gonna go into, something that I hopefully can have a little bit more control over what I make, because it's 100% in my hands there. Like, yes, creating content is still, I have to make it funny, but usually my friends are just funny for me, which is why I don't typically do the solo content. It's because I'm not very practiced at making like scripting funny stuff, you know what I mean? I'm not a Joe Cat type person. Like he's the first person that came to mind that has like his scripted stuff, quips, clever, all that stuff. Like I tried to do it with the Blue Mage stuff, but that was like hit and miss with folks. I'm trying with a griefing way. It depends on if I get the footage to do it. It's not like a consistent thing. So anyway, it's more of making, like, taking the highlights and timing, and like I'm good at my job. I'm happy with what I'm doing. But it's like when there's not raid content, I don't have a lot to do solo, which is why I was hoping to get the game going. And then if the game isn't doing well, we have what we're having right now, where people are just leaving en masse. You know, I got a lot of people who are still playing or like watching, even if they're not playing, which is really cool. I always enjoy that. Love you guys. It's something where it isn't going as well as I wanted it to, and the things that I wanted to do to grow the business did not pan out. And so it's a lot of investments basically that I'm not getting back. That's investments in general, whether it's in stocks or people. And like I can't control YouTube. Like I spent more money to get more videos out faster, and things stagnated. Still, like it's nothing happened from it. It was the same content, but it was more trying the short form content a little bit more to get the idea out. I'm like, and then you got those people that think they're helpful, but they just have to throw criticism out there. Well, if you change it up too much, people aren't going to know, and people aren't going to like it. Or if you don't do anything, then people aren't going to, you're not going to improve at all. Or if, like, no matter what you do, they've got something to say as to like why it didn't work. And then I just want to send my head through my monitor. Hey there, Florist. And eventually I'll talk about my game a little bit more, but it's, again, people are on this channel for, like, you guys are here, which is great, but most people watch for the Nest group. I went in too soon, dang it. So I don't normally get engagement or whatever when I'm talking about the game. If it ever like succeeds, or when it succeeds, if it succeeds, right, then I think I'll get a little bit more attention on it, or it'll be something that I can talk about a little bit more and people will be interested. But right now it's just such a vague concept at the moment. People don't really know what to grab onto, so that's usually that's the other stuff that I'm working on is the game, and making it, trying to get it to a playable state. You were drafted to be here, and you are stuck. I appreciate you though. And now what's going on? Leon's been pretty funny. He's got such a personality already. I got this video of him. We're at dinner and he's in his high chair and he's got his bottle. He's able to drink that and hold it himself. Obviously, he's at that stage, able to take care of himself there. But problem is that he gets a reaction out of us by holding it out over his high chair and just dropping it, letting it hit the floor. And so I go, don't drop it. And he just looks me in the eyes, holds it out, and then drops it. And so, yeah, it's... Yeah, no, as soon as he gets the kids get the reaction, they like to do it a whole bunch. It's really hard because it's like, I don't want to be mad all the time, so I'll give a laugh. And then they're like, oh, that was positive. And it's like, no, I just didn't want to yell at you. We're not doing that. It's not going to be a thing. But yeah, I just scold him, don't throw it off. And he do it. I'm like, don't. And he goes, oh, don't do it, dude. Is he giggling as he does it? No, he's just got a look. He just has a look. He just looks at you. Like he'll make eye contact and look at you. You see what I'm doing? Just drop it. And then he'll yell. Then he'll get mad that he doesn't have his bottle anymore. I'm like, mother, dude, you little prick. You're such a jerk. He'll drop it and then I'll just go like, ah, and then I'll go, ah. Like, dude, you did that. That was you. And then now he's also at that point where he's getting food envy. Like he eats, like he can eat food. We're very very happy that he can eat. But his thing is that so he needs to drink the milk in his bottle or formula, whatever, because he needs the laxatives because it's part of his Hirschsprung's disease, and he's not pooping very well on his own, so he needs help right now. So it's prescribed giving him laxatives certain times of the day with his bottle. But then he won't drink his bottle because he sees his sister eating oatmeal. And so then he just sits there leaning out of his high chair, just yelling at her until she gives him like a spoonful, until my wife can get him a spoonful too. It's like, yeah, okay, we'll get you food, dude, but you also have to drink, otherwise we're in trouble here. We're trying to help you. That's been one of the hardest parts. Is, oh shoot, should be rolled down, yeah, and then so obviously the first part being the most difficult was like getting the news of his Down syndrome and like coming to terms with that, like out of nowhere. Like they were supposed to run a test, they didn't run the test. We thought we were in the clear for everything, and then just it was a non-stop cyclone of bad news for the first 2.5 weeks of his life, and then until his surgery, having to help him with his Hirschsprung's every night. It's been an ordeal. We have definitely been putting in the on top of work being work and everything kind of going haywire, especially this year and last year. Just things kind of taking weird turns. That stress was not good for me at all. Our tank isn't doing anything. Our tank legitimately isn't doing anything. Like, you saw them standing in the middle of the raid there. And they left. I'm guessing that they didn't have like a... I don't know if they were new. But they, yeah. I didn't get the vote kick. I think they just left. They realized that they screwed up. Anywho. What else? What was today? Got the Necron EX video to Scribble. And then... what's the other thing? Got that done before noon, so that felt really good. Very productive there. Excuse me. And then spent some time getting... I did something else. I know I did something else. I'm forgetting right now, though, because I was exhausted today. Yeah, the next thing was getting... so for my game, I'm trying to make... or have a companion app made. That was one of the stretch goals. By my brother and a couple of his coworkers, or a friend of his and a coworker, that will like keep track of your character, stamina, health. If you don't want to roll a bunch of dice, thanks for that. If you don't want to roll a bunch of dice, it'll basically calculate what each attack is, what it needs, and then you just kind of hit the button, and then it like roll 20, basically, but like for your character. And so it's just an easier way of keeping track of... is it? Really? Okay, that's much... I didn't realize how much bigger it was than that. So, that should be good. It should be fun. It's just taking a long time. I'm hoping that they're still on board, because it's like I spent the past 3 months working on the last update to make it playable. So it's like, okay, man, this is tough. Like, I'm trying to gauge. I'm taking shots in the dark, because there's some feedback, but then just kind of everything dried up, and I was like, is it something wrong with the game? Is it something wrong with like the medium? Is it just, you know, are people not able to play? So I'm having to do like a bunch of guesswork. I'm still asking questions. I'm not trying to just guess. I'm getting as much physical, hard, concrete data that I can on this stuff, but it's only so much I can do, really. And I I made the decision to not do a DM. Instead, I'm doing the Overlord, where it's just another... however many players there are, there's just one extra in that role, but instead of narratively being in charge of it, they are still technically in a narrative role, but through their actions. And in that, I mean that their actions spur the heroes to do what they're doing. Like, they choose what settlements to focus on, or what ones to forsake in order to achieve another goal. And like, you're still getting a story out of it. It's just not something that's curated from somebody's mind. And for people who like that stuff, they're still D&D. Like, that's not changing, right? But I was like, I need. There's not enough precedence for this IP and stuff in it for people to just be like picking it up and then starting their own stories around it and DMing. So I was like, I need to fix this for the first iteration of the game so that people will be on board. I'm going to keep going on these topics until somebody wants something else. Feel free to ask if you're curious about anything in the chat. Yeah, I think it's going to be good. I told the people who are working on the app, I was like, this is the last change I'm making. I'm not doing anything else. If anything is bad or whatever, that's just how the game is. I can't keep kicking the ball or kicking the can down the road, you know what I mean? I need to actually sit down and say, this is what the game is, flaws and all, right? And it is what it is at the end of the day. I'm still gonna like do the playtesting and adjustments, right? Tweaks, balancing, all that good jazz. But yeah, as far as like sweeping changes, not gonna happen. So I was like, I need to get this out of the way before I tell them to do anything else, because the game is like went through a metamorphosis through this last update. Now, what I'm hoping to do is something that my daughter's been watching different creators. I mentioned this last time, I think, but my wife was saying, oh, it'd be really cool if you had like you did a playtest with people and like played a game, and then you're taking notes and you record it and whatnot. But once the game is done, you then take all those notes, the recordings and whatnot, and then you narrate what you did. So like all the narrative elements that happened during that game, you're telling it like a story. And last time I mentioned it, was I brought up Door Monster. It's pretty much what they did for what's it? Their Civilization videos. I'm pretty sure. Like they didn't record the game, but it was like all the stuff that they did from a game that I'm guessing it's a game that they played with each other. And it was just like this whole, this lore, this background. And like all their videos about Civ were based on the religions that they made, the weird places that they placed the wonders. So that would be cool. Doing something like Nest style, bring in a few people and play against each other. Make Corey the Overlord. We've been in here for 20 minutes. It's not too bad, I guess. Is it 120 minutes though? So we've been in here for a half hour? How long have I been streaming? Yeah, about a half hour. 24 mans are just long, dude. I'll say I'm at least happy that it's one of the later ones so that I don't have to worry about a lower amount of Aether points or whatever. I'm surprised they haven't fixed that. That was a real weird choice doing this. Because the fact like Crystal Tower, like, so the whole point, I know people were like, oh, you queue up with a pre-made group, right? And then you set it so that you don't get anything lower than like 10 levels or 8 levels. of your team. It's like, yeah, but that defeats the purpose of what they're trying to do, which is populate these raids, right? So if they make it so that it's incentivizing people to just find pre-mades of max level people doing the content and getting the max rewards, then it defeats the purpose. Like the fact that abilities don't get abilities at lower levels. I only don't like it because rotations are based entirely on like later level stuff. Like certain classes don't function. They're not certain, like especially newer classes are not designed with level syncing in mind. That's the big problem with it. I find it incredibly boring. Like combat in this game sucks. I'm gonna say it. It's my least favorite part of this game. Combat is, barring, for me, it would be Samurai, Black Mage, and White Mage. Scholar's pretty good too. Aside from that, everything like just dungeon bosses, the stuff that you're actually syncing for, not even nearly entertaining enough to make up for the fact that you have 0 buttons. You know what I mean? Anyway, my complaint today isn't that synced content doesn't have abilities. It's that the synced content doesn't unilaterally give the same reward, which it should, because it's random. If you have random stuff and it's not anybody's fault, like nobody's going into higher level content on purpose or into lower level content on purpose. We have to do this for this content, for the relic. We wouldn't. So then them being like, well, if it's lower level roulette or whatever, then you're not getting the same points as somebody who goes into a higher level. It's like, how is that fair? How does that make sense? You had to be in the roulettes of the game. Either they hit points. Like, yeah, you can. From what I'm just going off of what other people said. I have not tried to cheat the system at all. But you can do roulettes with a pre-made party. And there are stipulations that you can add. I don't know if it changes anything. I'd be willing to try it with if anybody's like on and still has stuff to do. But I'm not gonna be too much of a stickler on it. But yeah, as for like the whole conversation around syncing stuff, I would again be fine with it of losing abilities if we had core rotations as soon as we could do dungeons. And then like we unlock abilities or like peripheral abilities, but like our entire rotations changing. Because, like, take Black Mage, for instance. People's main complaint with it is that it's a different class from Stormblood to Shadowbringers to Dawntrail. So it's not even really knowing your class, necessarily. It's remembering, or because they change it so frequently, too. It's, okay, what am I supposed to do? What is my rotation at this level? Because it doesn't even remotely resemble what it was or what it currently is, right? That's one of my biggest gripes about it. And again, I cannot stand the combat in this game for most classes. It's boring as heck. It is heckin' uber boring to me. But to each their own. But I'm going to advocate for things that I like because I'm allowed to and people are allowed to disagree. It's whatever. It is okay. I haven't gotten that one yet. Now I do. Super interested in... Nice! Got the 2 things I needed still from here. Problem with level sync is that the job barely have core below the level cap. That's my biggest issue. So what I wanted... What did I do to be blessed? Let me see. There's somebody I can blame specifically. Ryuzaki earlier on Twitch. As soon as I queued in, they're like, I'm just here to manifest near for you, and lo and behold, that's where it was. One of the examples, or one of the things that does a good job, it's a good example, and I hope that Final Fantasy takes from it, is what's it called? Fellowship. So you start out, and you have core abilities. You have your core kit. And then, as you like, certain things could still be better, but as you level up, that kit becomes more fleshed out. You still have like similar loops. Your main abilities are the same, but the way that you use them, what you prioritize, can change. That one is not Final Fantasy-esque because it's you choose a skill tree. You pick skills, you pick abilities. Like some things you unlock by level, and other things you enhance through traits, which I'm not advocating for Final Fantasy XIV to do that. Either way, I think it'd be neat, but not necessary. Not the point of this little tirade here. The point is, wow, it's still DPS. Anywho, is it DPS on that? Oh, whatever. It's that they have a system where you have your core, and then it evolves from that the higher level you go. Of course, in that game, there's no real levels, so if you go down to previous stuff, then you just have your peripheral kit. And it does make things easier, but you don't have, I guess some stuff is a little bit more powerful. You can clear stuff a lot faster at higher levels, but starting off, it does feel like you're missing stuff, but you still have your core. Like the monk tank, you still have your combos that give you buffs or apply debuffs to the enemy regardless, and like you have to keep track of that. It's something you have to pay attention to and keep track of, which is cool. And then as you level up, I haven't leveled it up too much, but as you level up, certain things get more powerful, or you kind of put more stats into being like more offensive, or your defensive or regenerative abilities. 14 doesn't have that. 14 has like, you get 1 or 2 buttons. I think you get 7 buttons total, not even attacks, so 7 buttons total, around 15 for most classes. And then you don't get your full kit until 50. And then a lot of the older jobs don't have their main kit until 70. Like, give me one good reason why Dancer doesn't get tech step until 70. Like, I know that they had to unlock something at the end, and it's not really a core part of their concept, but it's like, bro, having to like making that the cap levels, like for some people, the only way that it's worth it is if they get some crazy ability at the end. I personally rather liked Dark Knight's method, where they just got like updated animations. That was sick as hell. Or Paladin got like another button or 2 onto the Requiescat. That was fine. But like capstone key abilities being completely put behind, when so much of the game is revolving around, like for dailies, it's mostly level synced content. I just, it's a bad system the way that it is right now. And some people, either whether it's cope or people just genuinely they don't pay attention to it, they're like, I just like running through the dungeon and paying attention to everything, and where I'm focusing on engaging with my character's abilities and doing as much damage as I possibly can and getting satisfaction from that. Like, it could just strictly be that difference in what people look for in the game. If it's combat related, I want combat to be fun. That's it. That's my thing. Not against quality of life stuff. Like I said, for a lot of like crafting things, crafting got a lot of good quality of life. I would still like to see more interaction, but I also understand not wanting to make it so that you have to rely on people. Like, there's got to be a balance between incentivizing people to play together in an MMO or just making a multiplayer game or just making a single player game. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, not everybody's going to be able to play with other people online all the time. So don't lock everything behind multiplayer content. That's silly. Like, you should still be able to progress your character, do stuff on the game on your own when your friends aren't on, or during dull hours, whatever. I don't know what to call it. But then when everything becomes soloable, basically, then I start to, it's just like, why is this online? Why is the game online? Maybe not have your lead developer admit to falling asleep in the middle of a dungeon run. Did he say that? I wouldn't be surprised. I think dungeons are painfully boring. Oh, see, I knew it. See, they did it to me. They did it to me here. And then, will I get my... I won't get my thing after that. Like, if you queue, I would at least hope that if you queue is the thing that's in need, that they would be like, yeah, okay, you queued up when it was in need. We're going to give you the reward. Imagine, like, queuing up and then it changing on you like that. Right? That sucks. I know you don't get the rewards anymore because we don't need you anymore. Good intuitive system. You don't deserve it. You don't deserve it because you're not the adventurer in need anymore. It should lock in when queue time. It's like you're trying to help. It doesn't give you any indication that it's no longer in need up here. Do you get the bonus? If you do... Oh, okay. If it does... Okay, if it does, that's perfect. My complaint is invalid. Because when I'm looking at the screen, it no longer is there. As long as it locks in. That's, okay, I thought you said it should do that, not that... Well, it should. I heard that as it should, not it should. All right, cool. No, that's awesome. As long as they do that, that's fine. Because it looked like it didn't. I was like, that sucks. That's poopy because I can't tell. Oh, you're good, Ali. Not to call out Bahamut or anything. It was that comment because it was like, adventure needs should lock in for you at queue time is how I read it. Not adventure needs should lock in when you. So anyway, it's not a big deal. It's the limitations of text. Not your bad at all. You did not do anything wrong. That was not a call out. It was just. Oh, yeah. I'm not paying attention. Neither are they, LOL. To the gulag. You're out of here. That should be line. Then this is in the middle. This being a 1 minute is so freaking cool for Paladin, I think. Whoop. Alright. Alright, Rick, let's go. Yeah, let's go on a minute. They get their coolest effing ability every minute. That's so sick. My hubris. I'm sorry. To my healer, I'm sorry. Also, Reed, I'll hopefully be getting in the samples of those cards in another week or so, and then I'll be able to show them off. And it was a good call. I was about to rush it and put the stuff out, but it turns out, at least from the thing I was doing through that website, it required a few tweaks. So it's Nest proxy cards based on the Magic the Gathering hero tokens. So I made hero tokens for each one. Based on the new art for the thumbnails, because they're super high res and very cool. And basically it. Oh, they just took a tumble. That was funny. But I'm basically doing it where I'm going to have it on my coffee page and on Patreon. Or maybe just coffee. Well, the individuals I think I can have on coffee. But I need it to... Because Patreon doesn't let me do anything lower than $3. And I'm not going to charge $3 for it. So the images, the PNGs for them, the high-res stuff, both with margins and without, are going to be sold, but I don't have a printer. Do it myself. I just don't have the proper thing. As much as I want to, I think the ones that actually do all the stuff are super expensive, and it's not a business that I want to actually run until I decide that one of my gaming ventures is going to be a tabletop. So, anyway, point being, the images will be available. This one first? Okay. So people can order their own proxies through actual card designers. And that way, you're also not paying a whole bunch of money for shipping from me. Like it'll be through providers that do it as a business, so they can probably get better deals on stuff. Any midday. Just curious. Sorry, making sure I don't die here. Is there any duties cause PTSD from doing them before? Valley Garmanda. It's not an old one. Like Never Reap still gives me the heebie-jeebies here and there. But Valley Garmanda, normal mode. Or Valley Garmanda hard. Got it the other day. Was not happy with it whatsoever. People always die. People are not trained. Like, normies cannot play this game with Dawn Trail levels of good trials. Like, combat sucks, but the trials and all that stuff are fantastic for Dawn Trail. Absolutely love it. But newbies, new players, whatever, like the game does not, it's not even everybody's fault necessarily. It's that new players are not trained or not taught to watch their screens. Everything needs to be spoon-fed for them to do the mechanics properly. I wish I was lying. It happens every single time. So yeah, anytime I get the Valley Garmanda, I'm just like, I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to coach people in the middle of this because people don't know to look at his beak, or to, even if once they see it, like they're just not paying attention. Like the big red mark is not on the floor. They don't know to get out of the way. What happened to that? Do we need to LB that? Yeah, they're being understanding. I totally screwed up. No, you're okay. I didn't think I was needed. I was like doing my rotation. I did everything I needed to do except for that. Like, I'm staying alive. My job is... I think somebody was saying that they are still enjoying the videos, and I appreciate you. Thank you for that, the kind words. I swear I'm like fighting. I can only like cope so hard with it, right? Because I'm not... A lot of people like me do struggle, but then there are others that aren't. So then it's like, it makes folks like me feel like it's just completely out of our hands, or like we just suck. So that's why things aren't going well, right? So I kind of go into dark places when things aren't doing quite as well, because I'm like, oh, this is all my fault. But man, I feel like I'm fighting constantly against these platforms that I'm on. Like, they cannot stay out of controversy. They cannot be creator friendly for a second. YouTube having zero morals on people like Jake Paul for breaking the terms of service, but coming down really hard on people for other stuff, like benign things, and not being able to, you know, argue it. And then, what was it, Twitch doing the same stuff. Twitch being an absolute joke. Freaking laughing stock right now. But no, Kick's the only bad one because it supports or allows gambling, which I'm not super fond of, but at this point I'm not super happy with Twitch either. You know what I mean? It's like, I don't want to support these bad decisions made by these companies. I want to make a living. And I can't make my own. I don't have the millions of dollars to do that. So I'm screwed. So I don't do the whole virtue signal grandstanding on social media. There are certain things that I have my personal things on, like why I won't do it. Like my whole thing with Nintendo. I'm not necessarily anti-Nintendo, but I'm anti-Nintendo's legal department right now. I'm not happy with what they're doing, and I don't like their quality. Me personally, I'm not going out of my way to trash people who buy Nintendo products. I'm not using my platform for that. I'm just saying, this is why I'm not doing it. These are my reasons, and if you agree with me, then maybe we could, you know, band together and make a difference, or find something new. Like, we could be a demographic. We may not change Nintendo's minds, but we can sure as heck show other people out there that we are an audience. All right, we are a demographic. Same thing with, like, you know, like whether or not people are on Kick or Twitch or whatever. It's just like, I don't want ruffled feathers. I don't want people coming at me or like lecturing me. It's usually why I don't do stuff. It's like, I don't want internet people making my life harder. You know what I mean? I've got a good deal going on. Don't get me wrong, but you know what? I don't think I need to caveat that with you guys. I think I've gotten more negative comments with me trying to be like, look, I know I'm not. I know other people have it worse, and people are just like, why do you have to say that? Like, your problems are your problems. You're allowed to have your problems. Like, Yeah, but I'm waiting for the critics to be like, oh, boo-hoo. Oh, look at you with your problems. Other people have it worse. But actually people are like, no, it's totally valid that you're having a hard time here. You don't have to validate yourself through other people's suffering. We're sorry, forget that not everywhere is Twitter and blue sky. Social media in general. So, anywho. Look at me, man. But yeah, and then it's like all my time and attention is just towards making the videos, right? So as much as I absolutely don't mind doing more streaming or whatever, I just don't know if it's viable. Because it's like, it's just me. If it's just me, then I am basically having to remake the audience. Which I can do, it's just now I gotta spend more time doing that instead of what I think it should be, where it's I've spent all these years building up the YouTube channel, but then it's why I don't normally like the idea of making new channels for different content. It's like, it takes a really long time to build. And when I'm supporting a family, I need extra time. 5 seconds, I said. Oh, I got it. Keep hitting Circle of Scorn before I hit my fight or flight. A noodle. That's weird, Midday. That sucks. Does fight or flight only apply to weapon skills? You might be right on that. I thought I checked that. Such cool. Part of the story. Like, it works for this, which it's just increases damage dealt by 25%. So it's a general damage increase. Anyway, for the everything else content-wise, like on Twitch, it's another thing that I have to like figure out during content droughts. It's like after 10 years, you think I know, but I've been trying different things, and nothing is like stuck. Nothing's been the thing, right? So, like, I'll try different games or whatever, and sometimes it's just like, you know, this is for me. I'm here, and then people will stick around if I'm entertaining enough. But then other times, it's like I'm looking at the numbers after stream. I'm like, ugh, people did not even bother to show because I wasn't playing Final Fantasy. It's a real struggle for everybody starting off on a game and like a specific game. So really tough. Even people though, like I watch Avoiding the Puddle. If he is just doing a normal stream or whatever, he'll a few thousand. Like it's an impressive number, right? It's something I can only dream of. But as soon as he gets hops on Tekken, bro, everybody's in that chat. It's like even at a higher level, certain people like come around for a certain thing, a specific thing, and if you're not doing it, then they're not interested. Oh, I know that you people will show up. I know that at least 30 of you. 30 of you are like dead set on being here all the time. And now that I'm doing things on YouTube, it hurts the crap out of my YouTube numbers. I think with, or maybe it's because I'm doing the podcast episodes and those aren't as popular. So all my analytics are like, you shouldn't charge as much for your videos. I'm like, no, I'm still going to charge as much for my videos for ad space. That's not. These are not indicative of what I can pull when I'm doing my raid content. Of course, trying to explain to advertisers what videos of mine perform well is difficult. They never listen. In any case, yeah, I like doing the Pokemon stuff. There's a lot of stuff that I enjoy, and I know that you guys are into it too because I'm enjoying it. That I can be more entertaining when I'm having fun. Unless I'm playing 14, I can complain about anything, dude. Just give me the microphone, and I'll just sit back. I got stuff to bitch about for days. High level, not level. This one threw me off. I did level cap dungeons when I was supposed to do high level, and I was like, why didn't I get the reward? It's like, you son of a gun. You snuck that in. You snuck that in there. Oh, yeah. I heard that the League of Legends did another thing with... dude, they're doing a fighting game. They're doing... That's a good IP, man. I just hope they... Dude, even League of Legends itself is still going strong. As much as people trash that game, my best friend talks trash about it all the time. Says it's the worst thing that ever happened to him. I'll catch him on ARAMs. Every other week, dude. I'm in like, what are you guys doing? Oh, we're just running another ARAM. I'm like, you son of a... it's like, I feel like I'm... It's like those girls that always have their girlfriend come to them complaining about the guy that they keep going back to, even though it's a toxic relationship. I feel like that. And I'm holding out. Because I also dated that guy. I dated League of Legends. I was there. And I still feel it. Like, that competitive urge comes back. I'm like, yeah, one game couldn't hurt. I could reinstall the client. I'm like, no, don't do it. If I want to be angry, I'll play a fighting game. I do know that ARAM is different, but it's they still get just as pissed. You know what I mean? League of Legends, Riot is doing what I want to do. That's where I'm like entering in. I don't have these delusions of grandeur. Like, God willing, it'll go somewhere. But this is my plan of like, I'm getting this IP, I'm building a lore system, and then I'll be able to go into different gaming categories. When did I haven't played... I played League back... It was before I did It was when I started doing content. It was I posted a couple League videos. I was trying to like emulate a donkey style, video game donkey, but I was like, this is cringy. I'm forcing it too much. I don't have it. And then I started posting the, Final Fantasy videos to it, and that took off. So about 10 years for me. Thank you, Wisteria. Yeah, I'm excited. I've been having a lot of fun with Shidati. I don't know if you guys know Shidati. She does art. She's done a few commissions for me, but she's also been doing a lot of the art for my tabletop, which is like my gateway into game dev. And we've been having a lot of fun just like shooting back and forth about like lore stuff. So I've actually wrote a few things. That's probably one of the next things I'm going to do. Once I finish this game and I don't need to do updates for a bit, I'm going to start writing. I know what's waiting for me, the potential ridicule, right? But I have stories. I got stuff that I want to do. I want to avoid the pitfall that WoW fell into, where lore is locked behind books. Like, I still want to introduce it to the games. I don't want to force people to buy them or whatever when I, when I get around to that. But, to be real, we can all complain about anything 14 and end up with, yeah, it's still really fun, yeah. Cycle of League of Legends players. I'll only play ARAM. I won't get mad. Maybe I'll try draft again. What are you doing, Gigbot? You don't... Yeah. We complain because we care. And that's the thing. Like, that's where I am with Pokemon as well. Is because at least I know people are jaded in this game. I don't really get it. Like, I understand if you don't get your way. But at a certain point, you have to look at it and have, like, that real moment of, is this game even for me anymore? And this is hard to say without telling people to, like, kick rocks, because I'm not trying to do that. But when you... It's something that I've had to, like, keep myself on my toes about. Like, at some point, this game may not be for me anymore. They may be developing for an audience that I'm not a part of. And at that point, I'll have to walk away. Instead of, like, bashing my head against it, if their vision is not with me as a player, then that's just their vision. I can't do anything about that. But in the meantime, I'm going to like give feedback and say what's not fun and what I do want out of the game. So, but it's you still have it here as well as Pokemon, right? Where people in the Pokemon thing and Final Fantasy are like, stop complaining, you're making it such a negative landscape. And it's true that there's always going to be people who are really bad about it. Like the legitimate grifter gets thrown around a lot, but there are people who are genuinely grifting because it's like the level of negativity towards it. There's a difference between a critique and just trashing something. You know what I mean? So, and I definitely see it like with Pokemon. I'm like, as frustrated as I am with the Pokemon IP and what they're not doing with it. Like, I'm still just like I stand by it. People got mad at me. I'm like, once Dexit was a thing, I was like, dude, I thought the future, was gonna be like the Yu-Gi-Oh world where we have Kaiba Corp, which is basically Nintendo, right? And the Pokemon Company. There's so much freaking money, and Kaiba's spending all his money with digitized holograms that are like realistically fighting each other in a card game. And then we have real-life Pokemon. And it's like, sorry, we can only fit in 100. But we're still going to make 1 million every single game. I was like, this is the worst timeline. And people are like, that's not fair. That's. I'm like, it is fair. If your whole IP is based around increasing the number of monsters to catch, you better figure out a way to make it tenable to keep them all in the game. That's what the whole thing is. It's the whole point. Anyway, That's not the only thing I'm upset about with Pokemon. Obviously, my biggest gripe is them going for Pal World and trying to patent game mechanics, even though they're the ones like to save themselves the embarrassment because they want to use those mechanics in a game. Lamau. I would love to see Digimon take off. Digimon games didn't do so well, I think. Like, some people are like, I don't know why it didn't take off as much. Just that there wasn't as much to interact with. Yu-Gi-Oh! Why was Yu-Gi-Oh! So popular? Because they had cards to go with it. Even if they didn't actually know, people didn't know how to play the game, they could involve themselves in the lore of the world and like do what their favorite characters were doing because they had the game. Pokemon, I'm going to be the very best that ever was. Son of a biscuit-eating bulldog. Then you got the games to collect them all, be the best, train them up, fight them. Hey there, hero. Then it said, we don't need to make new models and make new animations. And immediately dropped a game that reused old models and animations. The thing is, like, for Pokemon, reusing as much as possible is the play. Because why are you going to spend a whole bunch of money remaking stuff, right? The fact that I'm saying, like, yeah, we're not going to do that is dumb. It's like, that's what you need to do. And then people were like, oh, they reused it. It's like, they should. Like, I understand that they said that they needed to, and that was like their excuse, but it's a dumb excuse. And when they actually reuse it, be like, yeah, dude, that's what you should have done from the beginning. That was the play from the get-go. Don't be stupid. The only thing that they, like, some people, there was actually a tear. I heard somebody say that they didn't like the texture update in Scarlet Violet. I disagree entirely. I think the texture update was fantastic. It looked so cool. Seeing things like metal Pokemon actually looked metal, and fur Pokemon with fur actually have fur. It wasn't like Unreal Engine 5 graphics, but it was still like better graphics. Like, it was just a little texture update. Let you enjoy the world a little bit more. People are like, no, I like the cell shaded aesthetic. I'm like, okay, that's fine. It's like, it's a good aesthetic, but it's still okay. It's still good to have, you know, an update here and there. That's all right. But yeah, like, the less time they're focusing on new models, the more they can do on making more like immersive animations for attacks, making them look a little nicer, having cooler interactions between Pokemon. Like, it would be cool if they had a system where it's like, okay, Pokemon of this height, when they attack a Pokemon of this height, they'll look like they got hit, like in the hip or in the stomach, or it'll hit them and then they'll react. They'll have an animation for it. Like, I know it's a lot, but I'm also talking about a game series that could afford it. You know what I mean? And it's like, well, they don't have to because people are going to buy it. It's like, I know, but as a player, as an aspiring dev, that makes me sick to my stomach. Being like, oh yeah, I don't have to work. I don't have to make this good, so I'm not going to. Like, I would I would do so much for the resources that they have. Like, I was spending money that we're not in profits, we'll say. I didn't go into debt or anything, but to try and get Scribble and Archie on board more to up the quality of my videos. It's like even when I was at 50,000 subs, you know what I mean? I didn't want to wait until I had 100,000, 200,000 people before I made my videos good. Will I say that I still fantasize about one day not doing the avatars anymore because it saves so much time? Yeah. I have moments of weakness, okay? But any chance I get to make that more streamlined and easier, I'm taking it because it's like such a big part of the channel at this point. So, yeah, it just bugs me that I think that a lot of people behind the original people behind the Pokemon franchise are jaded. They don't care anymore. Also, I think I'm onto something for that I did with Pokemon, because it's like they don't need they can reuse models. All they need to do is update textures. Like, the only thing that this doesn't I'm getting ahead of myself. If they just made a game, like a baseline game, and then just added regions onto it, you know what I mean? Like an MMO, but not an MMO. So you have the baseline game and the regions and whatnot, and then if you could always like do something where if you do like the way it gets weird is if you're if you want to start over again, right? Want to start at level 1. It could be some incentive. Like, people could figure out something along those lines. It's not the oh, I should. I don't know. Anyway. Cool. What I'm hoping though, like, yeah, indies are still more games fail than succeed. For sure. I'm glad that some are successful enough that they can, you know, supply a studio. I don't know how to do that. I'd love to do it, but I don't know how. In any case, yeah, I would like to see Pokemon just go in a direction where they keep building on instead of having to make new every time. You know what I mean? Just have that mentality. Keep building. Keep using the same systems. Optimize the engine. And if you're going to switch engines at any point, then make it in a way that is that you can transfer things pretty easily. You know what I mean? But one thing that I'm happy about as well with the indie scene showing that they're viable is that hopefully these corporate suits that keep buying up all these freaking IPs and studios will see, hey, maybe if we just give these people a budget and let them follow a vision within certain parameters, maybe they'll make good games. I still want to sit down with Microsoft because I understand kind of where they're getting at with like the attention economy and like competing with TikTok, but that's still a stupid thing to say. There's still a huge market untapped for except by Nintendo with the Switch, but for handheld gaming. And they have the business to make a gaming phone. And I'm not talking about like your normal mobile games, Diablo, Immortal, stuff like that. I'm talking about actual titles that you can download that are games that you can buy and then you play on a phone-sized device, you know? And then make the game small enough where it's something that you can sit down for an hour or two. Because, you know, you're competing with social media to keep people's attention where they're scrolling instead of being entertained. It's like, just go to where they're at, in their hands. Oh, you can still do it in this. They took it away in... Keeper of the Lake. Made me very sad. No, I don't want Nintendo games on phone. I want like games on handheld games. Games that can be sold for 10 to 15 bucks. You know, max 30, right? Because that's what we used to pay for Game Boy Advance games, right? We can do better than that now too. Like Game Boy graphics, but today's technology and size, dude, it's... I would risk $500 million on that if I could get like a company going for it. I don't know how, like, for me with my research, I just have the idea. I don't have the logistics, so it's like I can't do anything with this idea. Also, I think Xbox would do better if they like they would immediately be competitive again if they made their online, like Xbox Live and stuff, free. Make online gaming free again. And then get people in other ways, like, because people going to pay to play on Xbox when they could play for free on like PC? No. This is actually Steam Deck? Yeah. But what I'm saying is that Microsoft could be competitive in that field. Because what they're trying to do, like, they tried to beat Steam, like, with all this other stuff. And it's like, no, you're not going to do that, but you can go where they're at. You know what I mean? Steam Deck is also extremely expensive to get into. Whereas maybe a phone of the same caliber would be roughly the same. I don't know. But, like, making a device that's this big, maybe, you know, 50% bigger, right? No, same Bahamut. That's what I'm saying is, like, they would lose revenue, but they'd also get a whole lot of gamers on their platform if they got rid of that. I don't know. There's certain things that I think sound good, and then people in the actual industry are like, no, there's a lot more to it. It's not, unfortunately, not that simple. I don't think every idea that they've had lately is bad either. It's not that I think that their ideas are bad. Like, some of them, it's like, shoot, we thought that this would work. And it's like, yeah, actually, on paper, sounds like a good idea. But, I don't know. Trying to... I feel like the attempts to beat Steam was a bad go because they already saw Epic try and do that. Like, on PC, they tried to do that. It's like, you're not gonna get rid of Steam. For all their own flaws, convenience is not one of them. Yeah, exactly, Bahamut. Why pay 800? Yeah, especially like the console's getting so dang expensive. Long gone are the days where things were $400 max. Punuflation? Shut up. I don't care. It's awful. Yeah. I want to see mobile gaming become a thing. Again, just because there's a market for it, there's developers for it. There's a lot of games on Steam that would work perfectly on a mobile device. People just want to be able to play on the go. Making things portable and convenient is the way to do it, I would argue. But nobody comes to old Drak for the answers. Just yell into the void. Oh yeah, like I bought Final Fantasy Tactics, the War of the Lions, on my phone. Hella convenient. If I had the desire to go back and play them, I could also get on my phone and play Monster Hunter Stories, or like old Monster Hunter titles. It's just I don't want to play with touchscreen stuff. I have a controller, but it's like compatible only with a few things. Whereas if you made something specifically for a platform, I feel like it could do better. Again, I need more people around me to give me like perspective on things, because I can only come up with so much on my own. I recognize that. It's like, dude, if these people are worth $98 million a year, I'm worth at least one. You know what I mean? Yeah. Put me in, coach. I can do it. Like I've got access to a chat. You know how many gift subs I could give out? Did I enjoy it on the phone? Yeah, the touchscreen was rough. The controls on touchscreen were rough. I dealt with it. I did not like the touchscreen controls. I put up with them. But I still finished it. a good song, dude. That's why I was like, if I did anything with console or handheld gaming, the design of the phone would have buttons. Or the thing itself would have analog buttons. No touchscreen. Oh, crap. Crap it. I am extremely anti-touchscreen, except for like a few. Like Fruit Ninja worked on touchscreen. So there were certain early phone games, right, that were like specifically made for touchscreen compatibility. But it was only so-so. Yeah, last year, I can believe it, dude. It has been a long run. I feel like it's taken a long time. I'm very happy for it, though. I'm glad that we're getting through it. The relentless march of time is a little depressing, but it is what it is. Oh, I don't have this one. I mean, none of that. It's probably like 5 gil on the market board. See if I can win it, though. It's an 87. It's not bad. Not my worst roll. Hey, did it. I think that's all the roulettes I needed for today. I can still go through and do some more. So this one's at 91. One more run of that should get me through it. Then these are just, this one needs more. This one's faster to do. Hang on, let me look up the numbers real quick before I go off and run my mouth. It usually gets me in trouble. The other people, the well should not be tied to the level of the duty. Tell me about it. I just want to see like how much each duty gives. I'm trying to like see. I'm not going through it and being like, well, how much do you get for each one? I don't want to do that, but I think this is like one more. I wish it told me how much. It's not something that I cared too much to keep track of because it's like random. But it's to my point. It's like, is it comparable to each one? Because it's. Some of the like trials and stuff, trials and normal raids, really easy to go through. High level dungeons and like shortest amount of time. 1, 2, 3, 4. I feel like this should give more because it takes the most time, but I don't think they thought ahead that far. These are lower on mine. Because I did not do these. I did this like 2 or 3 times before, which is why it's ahead so much. So when I get to those, as long as I knock out the 24-man from my routine, I'll basically be good. Let me go to Idleshire real fast. Like, I'll be able to do 2 trials and 2 normal modes in the time it takes for 1 24-man. As long as I don't get Valley freaking Garmonda. Because this Aether Well, I was in the early 600s. Like, I don't know. I feel like it should be more. I'm also not falling for that trap again. I have to do leveling a roulette 3 times for that reward. No, thank you. No spank you. Special arms. I need the singing cluster. I need 14. Woohoo! Then, with it equipped. Wait, I need to blam pressed. Over here, okay. So I just want this so bad. I've been wanting this gun for years. Just outdated stuff, so it's hard to get my hands on. Skip. And then with it in the inventory now, what do you want? Nothing. You're just hanging out. Oh, it's not it's a Dark Knight weapon. What? Huh? Blow dryer? You gonna attack me with a blow dryer? You stinky patootie? With that, that's a compressed air. You silly. What are you looking for? Ball? What's this? Oh. You need a ball. Oh. Ah, I got your knee. To assign that glam. Hey, Mimi, what's up? What are you all affectionate for? All right. Say hi to everybody. Come here. Come on, say hi to everybody. There you go. Oh, there you go. There he is. There's the dog. There's the puppy. Hey, what happened? What? Yeah. I don't want you to lick my face, though. That's gross. That's gross. You're gross. Yeah, I'll try. I gotta keep scratching or you pause me. He says, you gotta do more. He always shoves his head in my arm. No, you really, you just like to hug. You need like a weighted blanket, a security blanket for you. Taking him on a WALK is a nightmare. He pulls constantly because he knows rabbits are out there. And he wants to chase them so bad. If I let go of that leash, he's gone. I'm never seeing him again. I'm just kidding. He'll be at the grassy area running around and not listening to me. Huh. I got really mad at you for that. I was very upset that you didn't listen to me after we trained for so long. You're shedding shedding so much and I haven't brushed you. I need to brush you. Why are you shedding? It's getting colder. It's getting colder. You need that fur. You're gonna freeze. Okay, bye. Little freak. To equip it. There we go. It's getting there. A sharpened gun. Oh, it's this one. Okay. Bet. Then what's the first one? This is where this is the dungeon relic or dungeon atmos. Forgot that that's what this one was. Jesse's favorite. It's heaven's word. So the trick is you can do this as long as you have to, or as long as you equip the weapon for the last boss. Developers at Square Enix HQ screaming, clawing their eyes out. No! Stop big pulling! That's not allowed! You can't do that! Watch me, I laugh. Okay, bye. Watch, I'm gonna do this on. I'm gonna forget to equip the weapon again. I love Diabolos though. Great fight. Great fight. Oh yeah, Mount Gold was fun. They didn't miss very much during Shadowbringers, I don't think. This Amdapori lion that got us all confused during the Shadowbringers trailer. Like, we're going to Amdapor? What's going on with this? No, it's just a Sin Eater. It's the silly Billy Sin Eater. Crystallum. Whee! Missed. No! They've thwarted me! They've not allowed me my wall-to-wall. They've spit on me. It's right over here. Right over there. Right there. Boom. Okay. They did such a good job with the machinist buttons. To 100, yeah. The feel is fantastic. Love the shotgun, though. I'm glad they decided to make it a different weapon, right? You pull out an actual shotgun, you're not just pew 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 from a little pistol. Oh, okay, this wasn't Dungeon Atma. This was just do the content. Great gobble. Great gubbly mubbly. Yeah, honestly, again, the next thing they need to work on for stuff for me to be happy is, aside from like making a core rotation early on that is built from, I really want to see multiple damage numbers. I know there's a mod out for it, but if something looks like it hits multiple times, I want to see multiple damage numbers from it. Sometimes for me, it's better to see the numbers, like all the different numbers, than necessarily like the one big hit. What I think is a good compromise, something that we were kind of talking about with Raya, is if they did all the numbers and then you saw the total at the end of it. So it's like, brrr, you see like 10 numbers shoot up and then bing, pops up. That way you still like feel good for the total damage you've dealt, but you also get that feedback every hit. Escape from OC. E sounds like a movie title for another game. Escape yeah. Let's duck wiener tail. What else? Yeah, chainsaw, demolish on monk. I don't know if Setsugeka has. I keep forget. Like I forget where they've changed it. But yeah, anything that has multiple hits, the Hisatsuguren on Samurai, seeing all the damage numbers there would be really cool. Yeah, because the example I go to is Opera Omnia. I needed half my, or a little over half my hyperdrive there. I don't think so. I don't think it's a CPU thing because it's shown multiple numbers before for different things. It's done it before. It's like built into the game right now. They have the technology for it. I forget what exactly they did it, where I was just like, oh, that's exactly what I'm asking for. But they have done it. Especially with like all the numbers you see from like healing and stuff like that. I don't know, I just don't think displaying, I guess they could be considered particles or whatever. There's still a lot of stuff on screen, and you can always have a setting to turn it off. Like there's already a setting to turn off flying numbers. I don't think people on outdated hardware should be like it's already not stopping most of the stuff. Because if it's hard on their hardware, they just turn down the settings. But perfect world, right? It would be cool if, say, chainsaw, you saw 10 damage numbers flying off of where the chainsaw was hitting. And then it showed the final number. If they can't do it, they can't do it, but I would really like to see them do it. Simul. I just feel like it's not as intensive. Like calculating big numbers I know was an issue for them. But I don't know about like displaying multiple numbers. Because people, like I said, I've already done it on a mod. Like they've made that happen. So the game can handle it to an extent. perfect world scenario. Right, this used to be a thing. Got debuffs when they were on Steam. And finally catching up recently on Yu Yu Hakusho from where I left off years ago. I was still watching it when it was on like Adult Swim, Toonami, and I'd gotten to the Toguro fight, but I never finished the Toguro fight, so I don't know how that ends. So I've been looking forward to actually seeing, like, watching it. I didn't go back and watch, like, clips of the fight. I've been started over. Like, I want to get caught back up. I've heard rough things about the last season or two, but wanted to see for myself how it ends. Be a personal resource. Design philosophy. The thing that I'm seeing though is that I'm pretty sure they've done multiple damage numbers. Like, it happens for flamethrower. Granted, it's like multiple instances of stuff, but I feel like they've done it somewhere in other stuff, and I can't think of it. Anyway, whether or not they can or can't is up to the dev team. What I want them to do is that. That's what I want them to do. If they can't do it, they can't do it, but that's what I want them to do. Like, I'm still going to say it. I'm still going to suggest it. And if they want to say that they do have limitations or whatever, fine, whatever. It would be nice if they worked around them, but it is what it is. But until the devs themselves say no, I'm going to still keep asking. In blood. Also, I'd like to make friends on the JP servers at some point. I need a pen pal, but I'm too shy. I'm also not able to devote as much time as I'd like to my Japanese lessons. At least Duolingo has a thing now where it's a faux, what do you call it, a video call. So it's not perfect, but it does help, but I still get really nervous just on that because I'm like, crap, I forgot all the lessons on how to, like, listen for Shoot, 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 shoot. Almost goofed. Oh wait, I've had this on this entire time? Derp. No wonder things weren't dying in one hit. Okay, never mind, we're good. I can imagine seeing all the, like, the numbers come up from those missiles. It'd be so sick. Yeah, I don't have the, I don't know where I'm missing gear. I didn't gear up my aiming. I don't think, oh, it can, now they updated it. It used to be, it had to be equipped in order for it to work. It's actually very nice. I didn't read the last part. Processing node. Light step needed equipped, yeah. Okay. So what do I need? Is this light now? I skipped it also. Is this it? The anima glass? Yeah, sharpened flame of the dynast. Sweet. So yeah, I'll go. Hang on. Go get my stinking. Wait, do I have? The light should be easy as well. 20 total runs of any Alexander Creator Savage fight. A1S or... Oh, yeah. I could do that. Right? This is what I don't have. Okay. So let's do A1S. Heavens, or A1, is it A1S or just A1? is... Oh, your wet, cold nose. Ooh, I want to smack you. A9S would be better. 9, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Creator. Conic fast, conic fast, conic fast. Jokesy Best Made, I think, is literally recycled content. Minute 20, not bad. Glad you guys said this because I was just gonna do my roulettes on Machinist for a bit. What are the levels for progress? Oh, does it just need to fill up all these? Once we're all filled. That's 2. miss this gobby talk. The gobby talk music. Ooh, shaved off 10 seconds of that run. Oh, my gun is getting so hard. Back when the game was good. Probably the best combat-wise. Most interesting combat-wise the game's been. Dawn Trail, for all its failings, has done very well with the fight designs, though. We've eaten rather good. Don't tell Raya that. Yeah. They were onto something. They were onto something with the way the Bard and Machinist played. They executed it incorrectly. It's like every time I hear people talk about Heaven's Word, Bard, or Machinist, they're like, Gun Mage or Bow Mage sucks. I'm like, yeah. But then they're also like, man, I miss having reload. But they threw the baby out with the bathwater when they adjusted it for Stormblood. Yeah, again, Bow Mage should not have existed, but having a cast bar for an arrow attack would have been really cool. Same with Jutsu for Samurai. It makes it feel impactful because it's like a build-up and then the release and then the effect. As long as all those three things are in place, having a cast bar here and there is okay. Yeah, like an aim shot. But like if they did, like from Tactics, aim 1, 2, 3, all that stuff for Bard, it'd be pretty cool. Yeah, it'd be pretty neat. Or like have something you can hold down, and the longer you hold it down, the stronger it gets. It's like something that you only use in certain conditions. Of course, it doesn't work super well in concept that way with the rotation, the 2-minute rotation meta that's in place at the moment, but that's why I advocate against it, because you get to do a lot cooler stuff when it's not a factor. For ranged specifically, if they want to make Fizz range do less damage, I think they need to introduce a spec system where one's more support based and one's more damage based, because I don't think anybody feels really good. Like, I know nobody feels good doing less damage, but I know why they don't let them do as much damage, right? It's like if it was really good at support and did good damage, then everybody would only want that in the party. It's like, yeah, no, I see that happening. I get that, but man. Yeah, it would be for the cast. It would be like 1 or 2, or here and there kind of a thing, or you find the opportunity to do it in the rotation. But that's what made it bad, is taking away the mobility, which was Fizzrain's biggest strength. It's why I would play Bard at all. Obviously, I liked the Bloodletter animation a lot. So I said, like, they had really simple feel-good mechanics, and they just made stuff really complicated with, or bloated with the, with they do, what's it called? The rotations. Anywho, but my point was that it's being like sitting there drawing a bow back with a cast bar isn't inherently bad. Doing it all the time, yes, because you don't. Again, we don't need to rehash it. The fights were indeed brutal. Yeah, it was tough. What's up, man? Yeah. The difficulty was up there. Again, at the same time, back then, people were bad at the game. Everybody was really bad at the game. If we got the, I don't know about... Gosh damn it. Dog, stop putting your nose on me. I'm not a tissue. Yes. Gosh. I don't think if you put up Midas and Creator to blind to today's Raiders, I don't know how hard it would actually be. There's skill inflation to take into consideration. Yeah, that's why Gordius was just number inflated, from what I heard. It did kill the original nest, and then we rose again from the ashes, like the phoenix. I don't know if that, because like maybe because people have gotten through the DSR, which was really, really like, if you got bad crit RNG, then you just failed. So maybe they could also do Gordius, but specifically Midas and Creator. Because I remember struggling or having people like get together, and it was an achievement to have the weapon from beating all three extremes of Garuda, Titan, and Ifrit. Now even level things? Jokes. Joke content. I think it was DSR that had the DPS checks. I don't know if they've changed it. I just remember people complaining that it was ungodly to try and hit those checks. Because crit variance was such a big factor. Top? Okay, it was top. my free hyperdrive, hypercharge, whatever. Ninja mandatory because of trick attack. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a big Ultimate Raider. I've gotten my titles and whatnot. I've done a few, or a couple, rather. Do not find Ultimate's fun. I don't want to go into that. People are like, oh, that's great. I'm like, nah. It is so exhausting. I've got maybe a month of an Ultimate prog in me before I just want to give up on life. Some people thrive on that. I do not. And I don't want it to change. That's the thing, is that if you guys like it, you guys like it. I'm not saying that it needs to do anything to appease me. I don't. It's just not for me. That's okay. That was a good one. So much fun, yeah. I kind of want to do tea just to get it out of the way, but I am so just... I think about it and it makes me sleepy. Oh yeah, Shade Walker and Smokescreen. It's so interesting. They're so interesting. Back when Team Synergy or tools meant something. It wasn't so generalized. Yeah, White Mage was... Even in Stormblood, yeah. White Mage aggro issues were a thing. Ooh, 1 second down. Where are we at? Nice. Good progress. Normally I'd want to do some sort of ultimate content because it fills the void during dead content droughts. But man, we were so burned out after the last tier. I don't necessarily think the last tier was bad. It was just... one of those things. It was the combination of the M6 and 7 DPS, like the whole actual tier The DPS check of the entire tier was rough except for the last floor. 5 was rough if you didn't get the damage boosts. 6, yeah, was 6. 7 came out of nowhere with its DPS check. It was a nice challenge, but it was just like crazy. But yeah, we definitely chose mental health over content. Which is one of the other reasons why my channel doesn't do super high. If I tapped into something, I'm sure it would take off. But these days, I just don't reach as many eyeballs. That's the thing. Early days, I was able to use Reddit, and I don't have any other social media presence to share the content. Because the subreddit was not very happy with me sharing my... Or the New Blood at Reddit was not very happy with me sharing my content anymore on the subreddit. Because I was making money. Now, all of a sudden, I hit a threshold and it was... Or somebody made a mistake because I was allowed to do it. And then new people were like, no, you can't do it. And we're not going to run that decision back. And so we're just going to now call it that you're self-promoting instead of sharing your stuff. Even if you've been doing it for years. So, I don't know. I don't know how to reach new people because 14 itself, I thought I'd get a little bit of a boom or a boost with the WoW Exodus a few years ago, but that didn't happen. So yeah, just reaching eyeballs has been really tough. Not for lack of trying. I try and do the, I need to get more consistent with the trailers, because that got people at least on Patreon. I was like, you know, doing shorter form content. It's just Nest stuff isn't short form. I laughed. Somebody was like, yeah, these, because I posted the hour-long video for the M8. So it was like, these long-form videos just don't work. I was like, I'm going to hit my same numbers that I always do, which is usually around like 20 to 30K within the first week. And then it's just going to keep going up from there. This is what people in my chat want. This is what my community wants. I've asked. I've tried to shorten things down. People are like, no, we like watching things for an hour or just being able to sit down and put on a playlist. All right. All right. There's always somebody telling me I'm doing my job wrong. It's frustrating as hell. It's like, I may not know everything about this. I may not have everything together. But you certainly do not know what you're talking about. You 1000% don't. I at least have an idea because I'm talking to the people who I'm making the content for. This kind of content doesn't work. Yeah, okay. I wish I didn't have to transcribe and animate, pseudo-animate every friggin' video. Because my stinking desire for quality and my standards have been so high from the beginning. Put myself into a corner. Ooh, 104. That was a really good one. Yeah, pretty much. It's like... And then it's like the question, do I pull the Final Fantasy or the MMO? Do I do that and try and dilute my content to bring in more casual viewers, or do I reward the community that's been with me by doing what they asked me to do? You know? Because true enough, I could just make different kinds of content to bring in new people, but it goes against what people have been asking for at the core of the community. The people who are actually paying the money for me to do this. Finish it off. $108. We do chainsaw and air anchor. Oh, yeah. I should pull through Faust to start and get me closer to the hatch. That'll shave a second off. Yeah, 104 there. That was good. That was good. Finish this off. I'll go to dinner. Yeah, it's a matter of like making sure that Queen can stay out long enough to deal her damage, right? Other buttons here that I can hit. Yeah, better off doing that right now. Finish that off there. 104. Yeah, we found the optimal strat here. Because saving Queen or holding Queen doesn't really help too much. Don't know why I had so much trouble against that guy early on. Truly were pathetic. Also, just moving behind, like right next to the thing, does help quite a bit. Where are we at? We don't want to overcap it. I think we're still okay. Looks like one more. On a roll here. Can't be stopped. Can't stop, won't stop. Ooh, I lost that reassemble. That's gonna hurt. Oh, I was thinking earlier about another game concept. I think like some have kind of done it, but like a game with very good, like smooth animations, pixel art. Like Stardew Valley, but magic. And instead of tools, you learn spells. Then you craft and do, like, if you want to make a fence, you learn woodland magic or earth magic, and then like literal earth ground magic to build, to dig stuff and to till the dirt, and then water magic to water things, and then you get stronger spells and you can, you know, affect larger areas or perpetuate things by adding mana to it. I don't know. I've been craving another cozy game, and I was like, you know what I like? Farming and magic. That'd be a great combination. We're done, right? Before I can always go. This power is nearly within my grasp. This looks like it's full, though. Oh no, that last one's just blinking. Okay, one more. Secret tunnel through the mountain. You could have all the usual like combat stuff because you're already magic and stuff. I think it would be a neat take on the genre. Does it need to happen? No. Would it be a cool iteration? I think so. Yeah, since the Avatar Last Airbender cards are coming to Magic the Gathering, Reed sent me that meme where the card Secret Tunnel is put through a mountain card. He's like, let's see if you get this. He tested my knowledge of ball. Oh, it'll tell you. Okay, cool. It tells you. Been so long since we've had light. I feel like it didn't always tell you. Fields of Mystria or Sunhaven. I've heard Sunhaven. I don't know if I like the graphics on Sunhaven. I think it's a little too chibi for me. But I might have to give it a serious look-see at some point. Maybe I'll get over it. Half the fun of normal D&D is seeing what out-of-combat stuff you can do with your supposed magic. Yeah. Take it easy, Jay. I appreciate the suggestions, Ozzy. Thank you. We go here. Skip it. I can spy the. There it is. Return inventory. Don't delete it. Don't discard. I will cry. That already. Been sitting on it for the longest stinking time. Yeah. We've seen this before. It's all good. Yeah. Almost there. Oh wait, is this it? This is the design I wanted. Yeah. Oh, it looks so freaking cool. It already looks the way I want, but it's. Oh, I love this so much. Such a cool freaking weapon. Oh wait, this is it? No, there's probably more to it, but yeah, no, this. Gosh, dude. Try on. What is this? What does the Lux look like? Okay, it's just like extra sparkly. Yeah, I've got the basics down though. Let's see what else is at the end of this. Trials. We are indeed lucky that Geralt is forever stuck in debt. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, whatever. Feel bad for Geralt because it's like he took on that debt to save Rowena, but hey, his misery gets us weapons. You're supposed to die to that, you poor. The navel. I always think about a crusty belly button when I go in here because of the name. We're in Titan's crusty belly button. It almost fell off. It almost fell off. It lasts just long enough to hit him, make him transition 3 times, and then hit his heart. Bye-bye. Okay. Thorn March. Now this fight, this extreme fight, was hard. On content, this was nuts. I'm trying to coordinate everybody to kill these things at the same time. This is one I remember was very challenging for us. I don't think we ever made a video for it. Be something I might talk the Nest into doing at a min item level. War Leader. Good King Mog ultimate would genuinely be an insane fight. An EX Primal Ultimate? Heck yeah. It should be the Warring Triad, but instead of Kefka at the end, it's Good King Mog. Dude, that would be perfect. Then Striking Tree and... Oh yeah, this one, this is where I always mess with Jesse. Like, don't run through me. Because when we were in the group together, our first group together, we had to, the tank, Jesse's other tank that we were running with, always ran through him. And he would get just deleted. At least during the EX. So you'd run through him and then whatever Judgment Bolt or whatever Tank Buster main attack he did, smacked him and he'd just explode. Like, how many times do I have to tell you not to do that? Like, if you have to grab something behind me, go around. So many times. Such a cool freaking ability. Yeah, slick. Oh, she stepped on me. Demno, thank you for the raid. We're about to finish off here. Look at this. Look at this. 10 years later, I finally got my gun. It's like one of the coolest weapons they ever did. All the way back here. I just had not bothered until now. How you been, man? How the house tours doing? Thocky Thock right now. Doing all right, sir. Doing all right. Still waiting for the next raid, so kind of just sitting on my thumbs doing not much of anything until then. He let... Okay, he just lets me kill him. Cool. Surviving DDoS? Have we gotten DDoS? I know we got hit a little bit ago. Thankfully not during our palace runs. Final set drops December 16th, I want to say. Everyone's telling me that we're going to do that? Huh. I fortunately have not experienced it. Not to say other people have not. Not to invalidate others' experiences, you know? I'm playing Minecraft. Oh, nice. Nice. Still have never booted that game up. It's right up my alley. I just haven't done it. Don't start now? Okay. I remember when we used to tell people to like jump. It was like looking for Mew under the truck in Pokemon. If you jump at the right time, you avoid the stun. Stick to Valheim. I should. I need to check out Valheim. I've been wanting to get into Enshrouded at some point. The chitin. Oh my goodness, chaotic. Everybody's getting off for the night. I'll join you in a second here. Get some dinner. Wanted to finish this off as much as I could though beforehand. I've been trying to find stuff to do. We got the Pilgrim's Traverse, we got the floor 100. We haven't tried Quantum because we don't have a fourth. And that's about it. Now we're just waiting for the other stuff. I played the Monster Hunter crossover on... I guess I could do that. I could do the crossover on this game for the Extreme and try and get some gear. I really don't like PF though. I'm not a big fan of PFDF. Yeah, I wanted to try Q40 for funsies, but yeah, I just don't have a fourth. And yeah, we'll find something. But on the Monster Hunter Wilds, Omega Savage, I finally got to clear that one. So I'm just checking all this stuff off my boxes right now. More or less. Got all my jobs except for Blue Mage. I need to catch up on that. A few things that I still have to do in this game. Just trying to find ways to stay busy. Aside from my tabletop. after last month. The past 3 months I've been taking a week to recoup. Let's say that you still need a bubble up? I don't remember. Ouch. Yeah, what's funny is with the Q40 having little rewards, it still doesn't stop people doing it because the main reward is the bragging rights, the title. Like, that's still enough for people. I understand that folks are not happy, that they want more out of it, but yeah. That was the longest thing we've done all night. Giggity. I was talking before how I would want, I want more content to give raid level gear or 24-man level gear. Especially if it's off, like between patches and stuff. Makes total sense. Like, it doesn't hurt me as a raider for more ways to gear up. Also be nice for like alt classes, you know what I mean? Das Kakma. Still remember Denmo's reaction when we took him in here. I was like, you ever try and kill your healers? Or is that just an us thing? He's like, I think that's just you guys. Don't actively grief my own team. What are you talking about? At least with Ultimate you get a shiny gland. That's true. Remember raiding back in the day? Still kill me if I fall off. Such a friggin' banger, dude. I miss this song. I have it playing in my house most of the time. I think for a time it was the only song playing in my house. Can't be too much more of this. We're almost done. When did these things get so much health? Why can't I one-shot you anymore? Filled with a deep offense. Yeah, get the heck out of here. Nobody asked you. Crap, why'd I hit hypercharge? Shoot. Shoot, dang it, shoot. And here we have Silence of the Raya, forever immortalized. For some reason I thought she got bigger. Maybe I'm thinking of Lakshmi. The scales get a lot bigger. I'll run through your goo real quick, excuse me. And then Zervain. We only accept warriors in this party finder. The skip sword disband. Genius is fun, dude. It got fun. Doing the rotations still not great in fights, I imagine, but the buttons are very fun when I don't have to worry about all that crap. Lame. And done. Got him. Is that it? Right? I have to leave. There we go. He gave it to me. Artificer. Skip. The Archaic Enchanted Ink. That's from... Is that from Idleshire for Poetics? When's the stuff from, like, you can buy from Grand Companies? What's that from? What's that for? Should be special arms. Then identifiable stuff. That's what I'm thinking of. Is this... No, Archaic Enchanted Ink. How do I get it? Looking it up. 500 at the top. Really? Okay, just missed it. Oh, okay. It's grayed out. Okay. Alright, I'll just do that tomorrow then when I go back through my roulettes or whatever. That should do it for today. Sorry for everybody who's coming over from the raids and whatnot. Wish I could give you some more entertainment, but I'm going to go eat, hang out with the family, have some fun. So yeah, thanks for hanging. Check out if you guys are interested, Patreon. You get early access to the videos, get exclusive access to director's cuts, early access to things like the shorts that I'm putting out, or will be putting out soon, and gamer subs. 10% off with code NEST. All your stuff. Most of the deals are on Fridays. What was the latest thing that they sent me? Oh yeah, new can coming out. So they're sugar-free energy cans, if you want a carbonated stuff, but without the issues of sugar. I don't know what they use for sweetener. They usually try to stay, for being an energy brand, they try and stay relatively healthy. But yeah, supports the channel, helps me out a lot. And stay tuned for other stuff that I'm working on. So in the meantime, hope you guys have a great rest of your night. God bless you all, and we'll see you next time on the stream. Tomorrow, Echo Chamber. I think I've got Keaton on. We're going to talk about the patch.